And then we, it's gonna last about 45 minutes, and then we're gonna have a regular meeting.
Okay.
We start the workshop off the stand and say the pages in.
To the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
We got you to say the implications. If we're having both people together, we just have to have one implication for both people.
Sounds good. Let's bow our heads. Most gracious and everlasting Father, once more again we come to say thank you, Lord, for your mercy, your grace, and your peace. We thank you for these people that's gathered here in this room in concern for their county, Lord. Lord, bless this council that we make the best and the right decision moving forward for this county, not for one individual, but for everybody. We give you praise for all that you're doing in our lives. Keep us under your care and under your will. For all that you ask your son, Jesus Christ's name, we give you the mighty praise. Amen.
We have approval of the agenda. We have a motion to approve the agenda.
Second.
All in favor, raise your right hand. Public safety. First thing we want to discuss is the ambulance that
Yeah, I got Amy moved here too, get the EMS. Hey, we got this sheet here, please, we'll move it out, make sure we got it. Yeah, the way we looked at it before was the ambulance is 143 and you add the equipment, everything but the 44,762 on the bottom. And that kind of,
the initial price for the paper refers to that 209 354. Four won't include more repair that come down and get issues provided. That's why the grant through those are 254.
I got a question. That 44,000, that's this everything is brand new, right?
Right.
We in 44,000 for what?
That's a service agreement to carry everything for 5 years.
No, 5 years.
They can get preventative maintenance on everything. The equipment has to be serviced every year anyway.
How much does it cost us to service a trailer?
Right now it's about $10,000.
So $10,000. We saving money.
A little bit. Yeah, a little bit.
How much?
A little bit. You pay for it up front on all the brand new stuff. You don't have to come back to
roughly around $5,000 for full time. Roughly around $4,000.
If you don't mind, could you kind of explain to what this is? I really don't know. I don't think there's some.
All right. The 143, that's for the actual truck itself.
Yeah.
Brand new engine. Where it says number 1, Life Pack 4 equipment, version 4, that's the actual cardiac monitor. $3,277 that goes for a spirit chair. Line item number 3 is a striker power stretcher. That's the $17,761. And then we just approved just an extra actual chest compression machine, basically. It's battery powered. That way nobody has to stand up here and remain broken inside the game. And then line item number 5, $44,762. That's for the striker foot care. Like I said, that carries everything for 5 years. They'll come down once a year, look at everything, service it. Anytime you have another issue, it's free of charge. If battery goes bad, it's in your batteries, cables, anything that goes wrong with it.
Does that cover that one or the
Covers it for that covers it all. All four. That covers the one that we buy today plus the 3 we've already bought. That covers everything that's 5 years for 5 years. So
Take 4.
Can we get this out of the box?
yeah, I mean, you got 2 ways. You can fund it out of the GO bond or you can fund it out of the ARP money for that. GO bond we issued, $1.2 million a month ago. We spent some of that, not all of it. And then around after April 1st, we issued probably another $2 million. We have that bond to keep our bond payments in line with what we've got. And but the problem that you're going to run into is landfill new transfer station. You're probably looking at $1.5 million or more.
I thought the transfer, landfill is going to take most of the most of the stuff.
Yeah, and then you're going to have to buy some additional equipment out there probably too.
everybody using the ARP money on the landfill.
can't spend any of the ARP on landfill because it's not qualified under the ARP. They just want us to use it non-revenue.
It's qualified under there.
Yeah, I think the animals.
Everyone's got a question.
But you don't have as much pushback from the animals from that part there. If you let that route.
We got a time frame on ARP money.
Yeah, the ARP money is the way the law is, and I got the law here to look at it. You have to have the money dedicated by 2024, by December 31st. Now, you've already got it out for bid. They recognize that you've got it out for bid. Like if you're going to build a new fire station or something like that we talked about before. If you have it signed and bid out, then you can get run past in 2024. But you got to have all that in motion. You can't wait till the last minute. You got to have it in motion before that. Which I think gives you enough time to get it designed and get it out for bid. I think there's a final date in place for 2026. You got to have it completed by so you got that part of there, and that's it.
We're building a fire station out at Wyman Gordon. We've been talking about that for a while too.
Yeah.
That's one of the projects we're gonna need to fill that ARP money
Yeah.
between 9 and 2024 as well.
Can we purchase that land with that?
Yeah.
That's supposed to be free, right? So,
We need to go and get
yeah, we need to go ahead and get that.
Get that one. And we already own the property in Latta.
I know we
I call that South 917, it's South 917. We already own that, the county already owns that property. So we don't have to.
What's the hold up on getting the land donated?
Nothing, just need to get Bill Days, he's pretty much agreed to it. We just need to get, we got it, we'll have William Hayes or someone survey it. We got it preliminary survey now. So,
You've been talking to them about it.
yeah, I talked to him today about it, actually.
I wonder, because we don't want you to be gone.
He recognized that.
What, Alan have to do some legwork on that, bring it to the county?
Yeah, we got the, all you need to do is get it surveyed out, which we pretty much got that done.
Alan told us,
Al's already talked to him too. Yeah, and we actually sent him a drawing of how much land we needed, you know what I mean? And there's even a little small part back there, I may even ask, Matt McVeigh, or Matt Gaddy, if he was maybe a little small part, we may want to tie in, there's a little wetlands area in the back, in the back of the property, and I think it's really no use to anybody who are developing, so we may ask them to at least train that. If not, we'll just put retention on it. So I think that's, we've already looked at it, we've already had it kind of surveyed. We've seen a preliminary survey and stuff like that too. So I think that's a good issue. And the property we're looking at Latta, it's already right there, so it's right here off the property.
30 or 40 years.
We've had that property for as long as I can remember, when I came here in 2001. So we've had it for a long time, and it'll be really right beside where Latta's got their water facility.
Water tank is out there.
And that's, actually that piece of property there, between there and the water table, it's probably a good, we could probably use 5 or 6 acres. We got a bunch of property. We got about 40, 50 acres in here altogether, but some of it's on the back part of it. But there's plenty of land there on 917 to have it there. And 917 gives you a good location to get, all back into, you need to get back into Lattice right there, but it's also close to the interstate too, so it kind of gives you a double thing for that too. And putting it out there, it's not going to help you, it's not going to necessarily hurt you guys. So I think that's the key location. And even that one out there, we talked about that there before, it's going to enhance the ISO rating of the county out on that part too.
Okay, well, I'd like to see if we can make this work and give these guys a raise. That's what let's try to make both of them work.
Yeah, that's
This is where we want the money to come. I think all this is really getting it, we got to have an
We got to have it.
It's no use having your animals if you ain't got the equipment.
Yeah.
And we need to decide if we want to use the ARP money or get it from the fund. That's what we need to decide on, because that's what we'll have to look on at every meeting.
Okay, well, this here then, could we use some of the ARP money to offset the rates that we're trying to do, you guys? Can we change the language in it to make it fit, or?
The ARP on the salary portion, I got the treasurer write a letter, because no one have it like it's like that there. Here, they have a page, down there. But But the language, yeah, the ARP money, it says, based on the Fiscal Recovery Act, it says you may pay employees a premium pay eligible at $13 per hour. Premium pay must be in addition to wages already enumerated to eligible workers otherwise receive pay may not exceed $25,000 for each single worker during the program. So if it's really, you're okay with the $2 because you only included the $2 is what you're asking for, because regular pay is already in here. So if you look at the $2 based on, I got the treasurer going here and look, if you look at this form here, it'll break down. It'll break down there, and it shows that based on July 1 last year, December 31st of last year, fire and EMS together was, for half the year, would be $149,370.96 approximately.
Well, I got a question. Talking about $2 raise.
Yeah.
But when we put it in the budget, they get a $2 raise, but benefits and everything come out of it, ain't $2. So is this figured the same way? Because it's not.
Yeah, it'd be figured
Because we went past in the budget, they'd be getting less money than what you get now.
Yeah, like I said, the $2 raise will increase what you're paying in state retirement, stuff like that. So it'll help you, it'll help you when you retire, because you'll be getting it, you'll be getting more state retirement.
And David said it's written down here, the most any one person can get is 24,000 or 26.
Actually, 22,500 because we've already given 2,500 as a premium pay already, so you have to take that off. But then when you drag that over 3 years, you got year 1, 2, and 3. 1 year would be 149,370 approximately.
So this to take care of how many years before?
Really, it should do. Well, the second year is 259, but if you do second, third year, she's got to break it down. And in the fourth year, you could there's some money left over, but you can fund all of it.
We ain't gonna shake for 2 or 3 years.
Be good for 3 years at least.
By then we can,
See, that's 3 budget cycles, too. I'm talking about it means 3 budget cycles. So it's not, that makes a difference too, because you can really, when you're looking at this first one, that's going to drag you out to December 30th. December 30th, June 30th, I'm sorry, in July 1 would be the second and third year. So really, you got 3 budget cycles, at least 3 budget cycles.
I think the bottom line is going to be, we need to do like the city do and put the meals on. Because we can't run a business and everything going up, and we still operating on the same money from 5 years ago. Inflation, food costs is at 31% markup right now. Gasoline is $3, and we still operating on the same. But I mean, I know people feel funny about it around election time, but at the end of the day, it's handling the business. We can't pay the bills with a negative balance. So we need to figure out the language of the meals, be transparent with the citizens, and let them know, hey, you may hit 3 to 5 meals, but in essence, that's only an extra 25 cents to $1 on what you're paying for tax.
We got to do that plus in fire bills. We got to do both of them.
Yeah, I mean, we don't have a choice. We can't get blood out of a turn. And that's what we're working with right now. I mean, if it wasn't for this ARP money, we would be in a mess in a lot of areas right now. So we really need to look at handling the business the way we have to handle it. I mean, when inflation hits, we can't eat that. You know what I'm saying? We just don't have it. So we got to do what we need to do to move the county forward.
I never would have thought inflation rate would be on this side of this fast.
I mean, it's
been a lot faster than I thought it was. I mean, this time last year, gas was what, $1.40, $1.50 a gallon, right? Now it's $3.20, $3.15.
Yeah, $3.17 this morning when I filled up.
It's hard to anticipate that when you're sitting there making budget in May or June. Then it's going to be back to following in February. It can be challenging.
So let's just be transparent with them and let them know what's going on. I mean, we can't run the county off of $19 million budget anymore.
Well, gas is $1.25 higher than it was this time last year.
The last time we raised tax, I think it was 2019, they put it on the front page, a breakdown on what it would cost. It was real small, and that calmed a lot of people down because they see what it would actually be on raising tax. You just say raise the tax, you don't explain what it is. They don't
Like I said, $1 million tax on a $100,000 household bucks a year.
And the average person who lives in a $100,000 house, you know what I'm saying?
That's
$4, so you're looking at probably half of that in most cases.
like I said, you'd have a year or two to catch up. You'd have a year or two to catch up to this number. It wouldn't be like you had to do it all. Catch it up. It gives you 2 years, 2 to 3 years. That you don't do.
I like the projection on this, on the $2 raise. I think we can do
I think at least this gets us in the ballpark.
it. Yeah.
It may not get us totally where we want to get to. At least this gets us
start.
somewhere in the ballpark.
So Clay, you mentioned earlier about Geo bond, about us having to do things at the transfer station. Where will we be with Geo bond in total numbers? That's what we need to know. What's the total number? What we'll have after this projected, we get this next cycle of money. I think you said about $2 million.
A little over $2 million. You can do it after April 1st of this year.
Okay.
So which will be about 3 months from now.
Right.
So, we've already engaged the engineering firm to start. We have got the final layout, but they're looking at the geotech work now. And so hopefully,
Have they given us a rough estimate of what that project's going to cost?
Yes, they're doing that now.
What's the project going to cost?
It's probably going to be about $1.5 million, $2 million.
So it'll be after the April cycle.
Yeah,
when we start looking at it.
the way it would work is basically, we're doing the engineering stuff now. And so basically we're paying that as we're going now, through our regular situation,
I guess my question ultimately.
Come after April 1st, you're probably going to have to do a bond to cover the actual cost.
Okay. So I guess my question was, if we have like a 1.5 million now, we're going to get another 2 million or something. This 254 won't hurt us in that Geo bond.
I mean, you could do it that way, but I mean, you want to hamstring yourself where you can take that ARP money. We spent about $800,000. We're going to get $5,900,000. $5,921,088. $5,920,128. And we've already received half of it last year, and we'll get the other half bags. So the treasurer hands it out, but I'm looking for it now bags. We'll get the other
I
half.
guess I'm looking at those, if we run into more hiccups. I mean, we know we don't want to totally relying on ARP money, but that's the only flexibility we have, is that. I mean, every day you turn on the TV, they come out with another strand of coke.
Yeah.
I mean, right now they're talking about another strand.
Yeah, we spent about 800-some thousand so far. If you do this, like you said, you're going to add about $1 million. So if you took the ambulance out of there too, you're still at about $1.2 million, $1.3 million. So you really, out of $5.9 million, you're still going to have about $4 million left or more. So you still got to give it a money. And you can build those fire stations, you're talking about $1 million plus or more of those. So you're still looking at
all the information on the fire station.
Yeah.
What they got now, they got.
Yeah, because if you go do the fire stations, like you said, if you're going to
If we got any blueprints or something, or plans on it.
we've got some blueprints and plans we've got, done back in the fall. And it's designed too to where EMS can actually go out there and station, both stations actually, there's options, ways to put EMS and fire, at least in the same area, maybe not the exact same building, but in the same area. And then the idea is too, is that if you build the fire stations out there, you design them to where, I'm like you, I hope there's no more COVID. But I don't know that. So hopefully you design them to where if you did have a situation where you had to get vaccines out and stuff like that, you have an area that you can designate out in that particular area. So you can have people so get in and out of it. If you had 2 locations, one in Lavin, one in Dillon, I think that would help them.
Yeah, we talked about combining. We really need to look at that, combining. That help with the ISO rating. And it'll help with a whole lot of stuff. I think it's something we talked about when we came down the road on that. I think we need to look at that. And we talked about a countywide fire chief. That's important. We need to go ahead and establish all that. We're going to do it while we're doing it. Yeah, we need to go ahead and
do it all.
Go ahead and get the land.
You're going to send up my bill. What you want to do is look at what the fire fee brings in. You don't want to take that off and then go from there and you set the village accordingly. Because the first year when you set it up, you got flexibility there to set it up and set the millage at the appropriate pounds. And basically, once you do that, that millage will be its own separate millage. The only person you don't exclude is City of Dillon because they won't be in the fire district because they'll be everywhere else besides City of Dillon. Everybody else will pay the millage for that in a particular area. And that's the way to go. That way you would have, every year you would set that millage based on that fire district. You could have a certain millage rate, we can give you that, city Dillon's, that millage rate is probably like 12, 13,000 per bill or something, so you can back that all fire. So that'd be the only difference. You can do that. And in the fire, you said the fire district of everywhere except city of Dillon, it'll be a separate millage just for that. If you break out on the taxes, it should be exactly. I mean, it's a benefit. You got some fire guys over here right there. I mean, they've done a pretty good job when you get the fire village and the fire ISO rating. I mean, our goal, when we first started back years ago, we had an ISO 10. That's the highest. If you got a 10, that's you get no fire service. Okay? So you go pay your house insurance. If you got an ISO 10, you're going to pay it. And probably if you go from a 10 down to a 7, it was about almost a 50% drop on your house insurance. So if you're paying, let's just say $1,000, it's a round number, you probably pay close to $500, $600. So you see a $300-$400 drop. Depends on the average house, maybe more than that if you got a situation. So really, in the long run, now we've got a lot of our fire ratings, 5 or 6, a lot of them 5 or 6, which is a little bit better. But the goal is to get at least everybody down to a 7. Because we need to be in a 7, we can get you a big, that's the biggest thing.
Save that on taxes, they'll save it on insurance.
You will. So if you got, if you
Can't balance out.
yeah, of course, the larger house you got, the more you're going to pay in the village, but in the long run, it'll save you back on what you not have to pay for your house insurance. The only thing with the geo bond is that you do have some unknowns with the landfill out there. You got some other equipment stuff you may have to buy at the landfill and at Public Works and some other places. So I don't want to. I understand where you're coming from. I just don't want to hamstring you where you feel like you don't have flexibility to do that. Whereas you know you can use this money.
My opinion would be to get it. I mean, it's just my opinion. We got it in, and because like I said, we don't know what we're going to run into at that landfill. And I feel like we're going to need some more food.
Yeah. I mean, that's when you got unknowns out there. You say, well, I think I can do it for 1.5. You may come in at 1.7. But situation where you may come across something that you're not anticipating, whatever. That's one of these regulations too. And another part of landfill too is that about 5 years ago, I proposed to expand the C&D landfill because we bought the extra property years ago and for the C&D. And I've asked Smith Gardner to give us, because they do what their engineer doing right now, give us a proposal. They got a proposal back to expand the landfill and go vertical and expand it to the new area. What that enables you to do is, once you get that permitted, then,
How do you expand it vertical? Hold dirt in and as you build
stack it up, you put the dirt on top of it. So you can do it, and there's certain parts of landfill that's basically got MSW out there. I think we can expand on top of that too if we follow all the VA regulations we got to follow. But I think there's a possibility, and I looked at that 5 years ago too, and I think it's.
I feel like some of that money doing that work is that building that's got that mold in, be replaced with what we're talking about, a block building.
And so you're right. I mean, the geo bond. I hate to say this, you're going to run into other issues that are dealing with the courthouse and the city county complex and all the properties we got out there. If you hit the geo bond, that's where you would go to fix those buildings. You don't look at those type buildings. So if you need to go to geo bond, that'd be the way to go to fix those. That's one reason why this is an ARP. Maybe a better way to do it.
Been down the ones that's in the courthouse, and everybody follow out.
We got to get those done. We got to do some other work at some other buildings, city county complex. Got to do some work over there. Got to do some work in the different buildings around. The landfill C&D part. The only thing I want to, and I'll finish with this. I think it's a good idea because it's going to give you 20 or 30 years worth of landfill, worth of space that you don't have to worry about. And once the permit is in, you're good to go. The good thing about it is that, God forbid, there will be a storm or something. We need to, they need to dispose of C&D. DHEC would already have a permit in place, and they would dedicate that as probably a place to. Because DHEC last time, we had a couple storms last time, and DHEC looked at our landfill, and they brought a lot of debris there, which they paid a good price for to dispose of. And and they had let us, when they actually went out there and let us burn some, some of the leaves, trees and stuff like that. They also let us, they pay a pretty good rate. FEMA pays a pretty good rate. They're going to be looking for, should there be a storm of any size, they're going to be looking at every C&D, at least within the area, they can get there. It was close to $100 a ton or more. They don't charge $28, don't pay over $100 a ton for that. Should there be a storm, so it'd be in the county's best interest to spend a little bit of extra money now, as it just basically. Sit down there.
Yeah.
So, but that's just where I'm coming from. I think it's a good idea. That way you're planning in the future. Once you get that permit, that's good. Yeah. And we already got the land to us. Not like we're going to buy additional land. We already got the land. It's already got that for us.
Next thing we got down here, I just put it down here, I don't know anything about it. I really can't tell too much about my district. I'm supposed to be district mayor, so I don't know if y'all look at it. We can discuss it or, find out. So we're gonna have a public hearing, so we don't have any input or vote for a while, but we still, something we got to start thinking about. And like I say, is the mayor man still out of shape?
No, he's back. He's at work.
I think everybody, they don't have one. I don't have one in my district. We need a blown up thing of our district with the road names on them so we can tell something about it. I can't tell anything about it.
Mike over there, he said he's running y'all individual copies. Anywhere you want to look, he said he'd be glad to pull it up, print the map right there that same day. So if you go over there, he'll print it out right there in hand for you. So where it is.
Well, I understand the way the reason they shifted this up around is we lost population. And we got 3 districts that, they got to be 6% black. I mean, the Justice Department put us under this mandate, I went 1 year with that in. And in order to keep at least 6%, have to take some people out of some other districts, might have been some out of mine, I don't know. But that's why, if not, we'd have left it like it was, it would suit me. But
Well, why it has to be,
we just got to,
if it has to be 60% black in one area, well, with 3, and then we have 4 districts that's 60% white, why we can't take one of the districts and make it half and half?
I don't know, that's something we certainly look into, right? Until we get the map so we can really tell something about it. I was going to be interested in my district. I think you probably listen to yours.
Yeah, mine is 60%
changed or what it is, I can't really tell. Looks like it's about the same thing just looking at newspaper, but I don't know.
I think if we can look into it. Man, who we need to talk to about that?
Can't get him to give every, and just tell us to make us money.
Because my concern is, we'll always have 4 to 3. Would always be 4 to 3 up here. And if we could get it where it's kind of fair for all the citizens, I think we need to work on doing that. Because there, if I got 6% black in my community, then chances are it's always gonna be a black person. And if they have, even have 6% white in his district, chances are it's always gonna be a white guy or woman. So I would just like for it to be kind of fair.
If we get into this situation where every county want something changed, we'll never get this out of anything. We pretty well.
I was looking at some of the numbers. I think Harold was like 53 or something. 52, 53, something like that.
We've been discussing the ambulance TV and the salaries, and if you got any questions,
Yeah, well,
kind of fill him in on what.
Let's use the ARP money. That's what we're going to do. The ambulance is $209. And you get all 4 put under the warranty. Cover all the pay somebody.
Where would
Do we have one big map? No, I'm down.
Really decide what they're looking at. They say
No, we're going back.
because of the land actually.
About the, rate,
Saying,
ARP.
I think from what they said, the only question they had was that affordable concerns. Saving about $16,000.
That's the first three.
What was the total for the cook? What? We said about $4,000.
Well, it's 44 for
So we'll save. We're spending that calculation by race. So we'll probably save some days. Around 16,
Nigga blown up. Look up here with trees. Yeah, wait till I read it.
Yeah, that's what he said. So
That means you're about 2 years.
we talked about just having to put a vehicle on and just explain it.
They do some consolidation.
So it's like that.
Consolidate, a couple of them. Get down on that.
You're not all
How
right.
many people you got? You got 14, 12.
Right.
It's all about insurance.
Oh,
Chris, we looked at
I don't know that stat.
yeah.
staff up now.
Then you can help pay.
We got to be in some change.
So this is gonna be more bills for the fire service.
Well, what you do, get it on your way, fire number, that's what kind of, that's what we talk about.
Well, you got two.
Fire crew. Fire crew, it's real low.
So, about ready.
They're ready. Everybody's sick. Everybody's like 53. No brainer. 35, and then you got like others like
That's what
12.
number called.
No brainer, 53.
He's handed it.
How much is, I understand that you can do that ARP, how much total that ARP money would be used until July?
Or say that, what, 8,000 or something else, it's got 5.9 million total. So,
Yeah, so you saying this is about 350 a year, you know what I'm saying?
yeah, what you got on there, you probably, should have, what, 250, what was it? Your two and three.
Oh, okay, I see it. Okay, I see it now.
Yeah, much.
I'll call Mike and see if he can run something. He'll get you a car.
Now we got, you gotta look at the top. That's the old.
Okay, that's all.
It's 53. 526 bad.
Well, you got two industries coming out next year with tax.
Two what?
Two industries coming up next year with tax.
Two what?
Two industries coming up next year that'll be paying taxes too, so that should help a little bit.
Which one are they?
The two spec buildings. The other operations building out there beside the mobile development. I think we're getting on next one. I know two of them come on next year. We got that one come on after that. We should. The assessment should be complete, pretty about, should be pretty good on reassessment, should be done here. We didn't grow a lot, but we should say about even a little bit more. So that should be hard to adjust that.
That pretty much covers everything, huh?
Yeah, I think we pretty well discussed everything. We have a motion to end the workshop, we take a short break, then we start our regular meeting. I have a motion to end the workshop.
I made that motion.
Second?
Second.
My favor is right hand. We'll take a short break, then we'll have our regular meeting, the pledge of allegiance and invocation, and that will just cover both meetings. We're down on number 3 now, approval of the agenda. We have a motion to approve the agenda.
Motion to approve the agenda.
Is there a second?
I see.
All in favor, raise your right hand. Okay, number 4, public safety. A, ambulance. Mr. Moody pretty well explained that what this was in the equipment. We just got to make them have a motion to approve it and what fund is coming out of.
I make that motion, Mr. Chairman, that we purchase the ambulance and the ARP.
Okay, we got a motion, there, second?
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor, raise your right hand. Okay, now we're on B, salaries. This is fire, personnel.
Fire and EMS together.
Make a motion to adjust the salaries, fire and EMS. Out of the ARP.
$2.
Right.
Yeah.
I think all two months.
Yes.
Is there a second?
I take it.
Any discussion? All in favor, raise your right hand. Number 5, administrative
Mr.
report.
Chairman, I just got one little quick thing. Our Highway 34 widening project got there on 34 and 95. We're hoping to go out for bid sometime this week or next week and start getting proposals in. We've got money allocated, got 2.5 million from Department of Commerce, got another 300,000 from Commerce. That's 2.8 million. We got commitment from Harbor Freight from about 1.6 million, right out close to 1.5 something. And then we got Quick Trips is coming.
Jackie Hayes told me this morning he was Incolumbian. He said he got $2.4 million for the widening project today. He got that this morning.
Okay, that's good. So we looks like we'll get this project bid. It's a good project. I'm excited about it. I know our industry out there with Hawk Freight Tools is really excited about it. They've put in a good commitment to this project too. It's going to be basically wide near 34. Where the current road goes in besides the Equus building, what I call the old road, is going to run in there. It's going to be a bigger cul-de-sac put in that section. There's a new part of the road that's going to be built this part. It'll hook on to the Harbor Freight Road and go all the way around. And with the help of, I want to thank Sandy Watt from the PD COG, who's worked with us on the project from day one. That's going to actually run by there, and it's going to be a T there, what I call a T shape, which is basically hooked to the Rogers property, and then a road there back to the home plate and towards the entrance road. So it's about $5.5–6 million project. Looks like we've got most of the money in hand, and we can do most of it. Got to get a bit of grant money, thank God, from the state. And so I want to thank Arthur Freight and those and other people that participate in the project too. So I think it'll be a good project. It'll carry down the 4-lane. It leads to the road that goes back to the fourth, so at least carry it down that far. I'd like to eventually, hopefully, we can eventually Dillon County can take it down to at least Long Street. What my goal is, big goal is in the future. Get down that far.
So we should be able to do that without us spending anything?
Yeah, we should be fine. I think, I think we can get most of it done. If we do anything, we can take a little bit of ARP money, do some drainage and stuff like that. We might do that while we got it, because right now we were kind of lucky this year. We didn't get any storms, but it's going to be some drainage issues, I'm sure we may want to address with this project here too. If it does, I'll come back and I think we can use some ARP money if you need it to.
Man, what point in that project you feel like Quick Trips will be breaking ground?
Yeah, that's a good question. Quick Trips,
I know they've been waiting on the widening project.
Yeah, they are, it's my understanding, talking with them, because they've been super to work with. They have a great crew out there. They have been waiting on the widening project a little bit, but they are, there's going to be a traffic light put there at their location, which will be on, if you're going out 95, if you're going out 34, they'll be on the right, coming in the left, but they'll be on the right-hand side, across from the road that goes in from the side of the Eccles building.
So the traffic light included in this money?
Yeah. Traffic lights included in this project, so there'll be a traffic light put there. That's what they requested, Quick Trips. I think what is my understanding, they're going to start doing some land clearing and debris and stuff like that, start getting it prepared, and whenever we get the project done, I think we'll be, and then they'll be operational. They're going to actually start doing some construction work out there probably I'd say next quarter, at least by the next quarter. That'd be a big project too for us too. That Quick Trips there is a very nice facility, and it'd be one of their top line facilities. So I'm excited about that.
Anybody got any more questions there about the administrator? If not, do we have a motion to adjourn?
Make that motion to adjourn.
We have a second? Second. All in favor, raise your right hand.